if you could pick a subject, what do you think needs a documentary? Like an actual documentary, not a spoof documentary.
Like
what subject hasn't been covered?
I'd like a nature documentary where nothing bad happens to any of the animals.
Lies.
Yeah.
Lies.
Because, like, you'll get stoned and you'll throw on, like, Planet Earth, and it'll be the episode where, like, all of these owls will be dead within the hour.
Yeah. But it's true that when there's, like, you know, a lion going after an antelope and they get it and they start eating it, and the documentary crew are like, well, look, it's just nature. It's nature. They're like, okay, let's see if it's nature when they turn on you. If that lion suddenly went for the cameraman, they'd get in the way of nature. They'd help that cameraman.
I lived with my grandparents for a really long time, and they do this thing where they always have to have like 30 to 40 bags of rice at home. I don't know where that comes from. Like, having grandparents is kind of like when you get a rescue dog. Like, you don't know what happened to them before they got to you. Like, why are you growling at the TV, you know? And they hoard rice, and it's not the little bags that you guys like to get when you're like, oh, let's change things up for dinner tonight. Oh, let's make some sushi with carrots in it. Oh. That's you guys, right? No, it's like it's the bulk ones, right? It's made of cloth, like someone sewed it together while crying, right? And we go to Costco for these bags of rice. And do you guys know that saying, like, don't go to the grocery store on an empty stomach? Yeah, because you end up buying too much, right? We have a similar saying where I'm from. It goes like this. It's, don't go to the bulk food store if you've ever had a communist dictator.
The Department of Justice has asked a federal judge to force 2 of Donald Trump's White House lawyers to testify in the January 6th probe. Trump has been fighting to keep former advisors from testifying, you know, out of fear that they might make him look too innocent or something. The Justice Department has asked a federal judge to force Trump White House attorneys to testify. Basically, what it is, a group of lawyers have asked a high-powered lawyer to make other lawyers testify in front of a bunch of mostly other lawyers. It's fun. We're having fun. It's a good time. The Trump spokesman immediately called the probe a witch hunt, because of course he did. At this point, I'd be disappointed if the spokesman said anything other than that. It would be like going to see Billy Joel and not hearing him play Piano Man. Favourite Billy Joel song? Go. Can't be Piano Man.
Moving Out.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What?
He works at Mr. Cacciatore down on Sullivan Street. Yeah. Have fun.
I like... That's not that for me. I don't even think that makes the top 3.
Oh, it's top 1.
No. I like,
also the heart
like...
attack.
You ought to know by now.
You ought to know.
I like him. I don't care what they say.
Yes, that's the one.
This is
That's the
my life. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
That's the great one. Bosom Buddies.
Uptown. Why isn't it Uptown Girl?
I mean, that's a good one,
That's
too.
a great one.
Uptown Girl.
The problem with Uptown Girl is they never go to Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street.
You're right.
And if they did, I'd be into it more.
Oh, oh, oh,
Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street.
What is cuffing season for anyone who doesn't know?
Well, there's
What
a
have
lot
you
of new
learned?
terms being thrown around. One is cuffing. That's where you shack up with somebody for winter months because you're cold.
Yeah.
And it's usually somebody below your standards, but you're desperate, like kind of like a COVID boyfriend or
Right.
something, you know? And then there's something called soaking, which I found out about because I posted a video on my Instagram about cuffing, and then I was bombarded with some new information. And soaking is a term where it's for Mormons, Latter-day Saints, where you put the penis in the Pikachu, but you don't thrust it back and forth. You just leave it there. And that's the way they get around premarital sex for Mormons. So you put the penis in, but you can't move it around.
Just the tip?
No, you can put the whole thing in. But I mean, it's really hard to put, have you ever tried to put a penis in something and then not move it? Have you?
Wow.
I'm trying to think where I'd...
Yeah, so that's a new term I heard, soaking and cuffing. And cuffing is like, I don't think anyone should lower their standards, not for the cold. Climate change is upon us. We're not even gonna feel the cold anymore. It's hot all the time anyway. So I'm not gonna participate in that kind of chicanery, James.
You two know each other very well. You worked together on a movie called The Rocker in 2008. Fred, what do you remember?
Wait,
about
hold
working
your
on that
applause,
film?
guys, please. Thank you.
That's why they're here.
Yeah.
2008, it's so weird. It seems recent. I can't, years like 2008, 2018, it all seems like the same.
Yeah.
But I remember working with you. I do remember it was really fun.
We had a
a
blast.
really great time. There were like huge people in this movie.
Yeah.
Tell us who else was in the film.
Bradley Cooper.
Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper,
Will
Jane
Arnett.
Lynch, Will Arnett.
Yeah.
It was sort of crazy. And it did so well that the studio went bankrupt after it came out.
Wow. You actually bought some photos, Josh.
I did.
Look at this. Look at the band here. Look.
Look at that.
There's Bradley Cooper in there. Look, there's
That's
Bradley
right.
there.
Debbie Liebling.
Look
Yeah.
how you look so sexy like that, man.
You do.
Likewise.
Well, look, and here's the three. That's you and Emma Stone just here.
That's right.
Yeah. And
That's
I
right.
have not seen these pictures.
I know. They specifically said don't show them to Fred.
Right.
Yeah, well.
Did they really go bankrupt? Are you serious?
I swear to God, Fox Atomic, which made the movie, completely died after our movie came out. And it was one of those things where it
that's so sad.
became like it got a cult following after the fact, except for this audience. And there was, I remember years later, Rainn Wilson, who starred in the movie, called me up and said, "Did you read the New York Times? James Gandolfini called The Rocker his favorite movie ever."
Wow.
Which was so surreal. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
What's the problem? How can Chelsea help?
Hi. So my husband and I have been together for a long time, and we are interested in spicing things up a little bit. Where do you stand on thruples?
Thruples. Oh, well, usually somebody gets left out of that thruple, It
Right.
starts out as a good idea, and then somebody's left on the edge of the bed, going, what about me?
Yeah.
So you'd have to have a lot of conversations. But if you're looking to spice things up, just open your mind to, I know we're on network television, but there's a lot of different orifices that you can stick things into. And there's always room for more experimentation, and things that you might think you can't stand, you might love.
I'm coming for you, Malcolm. I'm coming for you.
Looking good, Mum. As Dad gets ready to go in, Mum gets into position.
So you'll see when he's close on this monitor.
Okay.
So you're gonna see him walk through that door, and when he's about here is when you're gonna jump in on him. Perfect. Very good.
Here we go. As Mum waits in her spot, Dad starts the maze.
I've waited all my life to get one over on you, and I've done it now. Your face! You didn't know it was me, did you?
You better hold on to that maid outfit. My birthday's coming up,
I
yeah?
think I'm gonna do this. There's a lot of things need dusting off that haven't been used for a long time.
Even with all the makeup, you're still the most beautiful woman for me.
Mum ordered this Halloween decoration online, which was labelled as scary fake corpse in a bag. But she was shocked, right? She was shocked when she, her husband, and her 10-year-old son opened the package to find something very different inside. It was an inflatable sex doll.
Oh.
Does this mean there's a guy out there expecting a sex doll? He instead got a dead corpse. He's like... All right. I think any parent with a 10-year-old son who orders a fake dead corpse in a body bag deserves everything they get. I just don't understand why now I go home and on my front lawn are the rotting corpses of past living humans. And this is apparently a great idea.
It's spooky fun.
But is it fun? It wasn't fun for that person. Not fun for that. Like, if we're gonna do it, I said to the kids, if we're gonna do this, let's do it. Let's dig up some bodies.
Yeah.
Let's see how much fun we're actually having.
Right.
That's a person. They lived a life. We shouldn't be mocking them on our front lawn in amongst huge cobwebs and giant spiders. It's not a corpse, it's a soul, it's a body.
When somebody puts like a plastic Santa Claus on their roof, are you like, oh my God, the imprisonment of St. Nicholas continues? How could they do this to one of our beloved Catholic saints who wants only to sprinkle gifts among the children?
It's a good point.
Yeah,
I need to ask myself that question.
I think I've determined, because I've known you for like 8 years now, I consider you a great friend, and this is one of the few areas we disagree on Halloween. I think it's a cilantro situation where to some people, spooky fun tastes like soap, and you're one of those people.
Oh, Louis, here we go, chiming in.
I need to break something to you. The skeleton on your front lawn isn't real. Okay?
I know, and I'm saying I think that makes it worse.
Well, that's
just means every day, someone arrives at our house with a parcel or whatever. What we're saying is we are confronting them with their own mortality,
which is a good thing. There would be no life without death, James.
You're right. You're right.
All right.